everyone, welcome back to TALI'S kitchen, and today we're going to be making what I call a comfort meal, and that is beef stew with some potatoes in there and rice. Now beef stew is essentially supposed to be really nice and simple, not full of a lot of spices, so that you can really get that nice authentic taste from it. This one today here guys turned out absolutely incredible. Rice and beef is one of the meals that's just very easy to put together, and it tastes absolutely incredible. So without any further ado, let's learn how to make this really delicious stew, because believe me guys, it is worth the time. So I'm going to be starting here with some cooking oil, which I'm going to add into my pan. I have this on medium heat, and then next up I'm just going to add one large chopped onion. Now for those of you who have been with me for a while, you know I prefer to have my onions nice and golden brown. So we're going to cook this until they're golden brown, but as this is cooking, go ahead and add in some chopped green pepper, and then just use your spoon to move your onions around so that they cook evenly. Now once your onions are nice and golden brown like so, go ahead and add in 3 large chilies. However, this is optional. If you don't like spicy food, go ahead and skip this step. Add in 1 tablespoon of ginger garlic paste. I cannot insist how important ginger garlic paste is in this recipe, because it really brings in a beautiful taste to the stew. Next up here, I've added 2 crushed tomatoes, which I had blended earlier. You can go in with more tomatoes if you want to do so, but 2 was sufficient for me here because I'll be adding tomato paste later on. So I'm going to go ahead and start adding my spices here, and like I said, if you want really nice beef curry, then you have to keep it simple. So I'll just be adding here about 1 teaspoon of curry powder. Up next, I'm going to be adding 2 beef cubes. Now for those of you who understand beef cubes, you know they're usually salted, so that's why I said all salt to taste. So if you don't have beef cubes to add to your stew, go ahead and just add in some salt to taste and you're good to go. But if you do add your beef cubes, you don't have to add salt, because I don't know if it's all beef cubes, but these specific beef cubes I'm using here today already have salt. So just go ahead and break it down to ensure you don't have any large particles in your stew, and then go ahead and add 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. Use your spoon to mix everything together, and as you can see here, it's already coming to a simmer. So I'm going to go ahead and start adding my beef. So here I'm adding here 250 grams of boiled beef, and I had boiled this prior, so you want to boil your meat so that it's nice and tender, but don't pour out that beef broth, because we'll add this later on. So use your spoon to mix everything together. This already smells absolutely incredible, and I believe it looks really fantastic. Don't you agree? So once everything is nicely combined and this has been simmering for just about 3 to 5 minutes, we're going to go ahead and add in our Irish potatoes, and then still use our spoon to mix everything together. So now what we want here is to just add enough water to allow our potatoes to fully cook, because these potatoes are not boiled. So go ahead and add in that beef broth if you had some remaining beef broth when you were boiling your beef. But this is not enough, so I'm just going to add a little bit more water, and you don't want to add too much water. Just add a little bit of water so that once it boils and it reduces, then you will still have enough stew. That is the metric to use. So just add enough until you know if this reduces, I'm okay. Yeah, my beef stew will still have enough soup. So I added here about I didn't measure this, but I want to believe that was approximately almost 1 cup of water. but just enough to lightly cover it, to lightly cover your potatoes, and then leave it to boil. So this has been boiling for about 5 minutes now. My potatoes are clearly not ready. The stew is still quite too much, so I'm going to cover this and let this boil for an additional amount of time. So some of you will ask me, how do you know your stew is ready? And that is when your oil separates from your stew. So you can see here the oil is on the side, it's not too much, so it's fine. So at this point you know your stew is basically ready. You can check on the softness of your potatoes using your fork and try and gauge if they're soft enough. So at this point I'm going to go ahead and add in some chopped coriander leaves, and then I'm just going to let this simmer for just about 2 minutes, and then we'll be good to go. So it's been about 2 minutes now, and my stew is basically ready. Look at how beautiful that looks. So at this point I'm going to go ahead and switch off my heat and prepare to serve this. Look at how delicious this looks, guys, and it's really easy to put together as well. I did prepare some plain rice on the side, and that's what I'm going to be preparing my beef stew with. As you've seen, this recipe is really easy to put together, really minimal amount of spices as well, and it tastes absolutely incredible because it's really nice and authentic. This food is perfect for this cold weather that we're currently having. So I really hope you enjoy this recipe and you will try it out. Please let me know in the comment section below how it goes. Do consider subscribing to my channel if you've not yet subscribed. Do consider liking and sharing the video as well. I will see you all next time with another fantastic recipe. For now, bye bye and take care of yourselves.